Hey, good to see you guys today is another Tuesday, another week in the house of Living with Lupus. And this is Coach T. Good to see you this morning. Whether you're hopping in live or on the replay, thank you for being here. And I'm telling y'all, I am totally shocked today. Ooh, planning my day, and I realized over here on the East Coast, at least in Jersey, the real feel is 6 degrees, y'all. And I don't even know if that's a day for me to go swimming. So I might have to change up stuff. But thank you for showing up because today we're going to talk about busting some myths that I've heard over the years with regard to lupus. And, three of them I thought about, and there's plenty more, but three that I'm going to definitely share with you guys today with my experiences and my journey, the people that I've talked to and actually worked with. So I'm just going to kind of let you guys know some things that are going on to help you out. But before we get started with all of that, let's get down with some prayer and thank the Father for another day. So, Father God, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your grace and mercy today. May the Holy Spirit guide my words and my thoughts and my mouth with regard to sharing testimonies in this live stream because I know that you definitely want us healthy and prosperous. And in any way we can glorify your name through me by decreasing me and increasing you, I really, really would appreciate that the folks hear what I'm saying and really understand their worth in your eyes. Thank you so much, Lord Father, and let's get this started in Jesus' name. All right, so this is a live chat time, so um, you know anytime you want to say anything, put it in the comments. I'll check them later too to come back and answer any questions because there might be some with this. And this is really, I just thought about it. There are women out there that are newly diagnosed with lupus. There are women out there that probably had symptoms for years, but it still amazes me things that people say that they don't realize can be very harmful and that they think that's the way things are. So I call them myths. Okay, that's what I call them. So the first one that I want to share with you is myth number one, and it is lupus is normal. Mm, okay, and the reason why I say that through the mindset of a lot of folks that are trying to handle this particular condition. Um, Mindset is the largest area for me because it affects your actions. Because you talk about your brain, and it's your perspective on things. And sometimes when we get something as heart wrenching as hearing this, you're surprised with the question saying, "What? Do I have this? Um, how do I deal with it?" But let me tell you, you could fight this, my friend. You could definitely fight this. It's not normal. God created us in his image. And I thought about this when I got diagnosed. I cried. Oh gosh, guys. I cried. I cried. I cried. I just knew I was going to die, a death sentence. You know, I didn't know much about this condition. And I'm sure some of you guys can relate to this. When you hear anything as devastating as a disease, you kind of go into this shock mode. And the three D's popped up automatically for me: despair, disable, and death. Now, uh, and then when I thought about that, because I was writing the notes for this, and I was saying to myself, those are three Ds that I dealt with. I'm sure people have dealt with those three Ds and other conditions outside of autoimmune conditions. Cancer, um, that's a big one that comes to my mind. Even diabetes, type 1 diabetes can be those three things: despair, disable, and death. But then I realized also, even today in my time for studying the word and my prayer time and going to devotional, they had someone today with the daily verse that has cerebral palsy. And this person was saying the verse and has some trouble, which is okay, but it's just showing just because you're disabled doesn't mean you're denied God's gifts, God's grace, God's mercy on you. So I want to let you know today, ladies, that Jesus is really the answer. He healed the sick. He cured disease. He cured blind people. He cured people that weren't walking. And he still heal us now. Good to see you, Lord. He still heals us now. So it really starts with belief and then increasing your faith. And increasing your faith comes to one of these particular verses that a lot of us know about, and it's Hebrews 11, verse 1, and I'll share it for you. It says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." It just gives you hope to know that that with this particular disease, as they say in society, or condition, it can be overcome. And I'm a walking testimony of it, okay? I'm a walking testimony of it. You know, since 2008, um, they can't really, I don't want to say can't, but nothing really shows, any activity with regard to the diagnosis of lupus. That's the way I like to say it. So, um, another area with regard to this, I feel that women, in terms of their mindset, when they hear the word you are diagnosed with lupus, is they blame themselves. It's the shame of being different. Everybody wants to be, like everybody else, right? Um, because society makes you feel that way. So when you feel indifferent or you look weird because you're dealing with rashes or hives or boils, or you're very fatigued all the time, yet not knowing what's really happening to your body or happening to yourself, your mind starts going on the negative, right? You start saying things like, I'm really feeling miserable. I'm never going to get healthy. I'm too tired to fight. And you really get this victim mentality. And you don't want that. That is not normal. That is not normal, having a victim mentality. Okay? It ain't normal. And neither are the other 80 autoimmune um, diseases that are out there. There's probably more. Why believe the hype? Many people in this state that I live in this country that I live in the world, are healthy without any disease. Okay? So allow your mind to be open and not fixed. There are ways to place this disease to sleep. Jesus wants his people healthy, whole, and transformative. Okay? And you can say no to the slave mentality of the past and speak life over your body. Speak life over your body. I remember, and this is a couple of years ago. I can't believe we're already in 2025, y'all. But I remember in 2023, I bruised my finger. I forgot which finger it was. Right? I mean, I hit it really bad. And I remember the medical folks were saying it's going to take at least 7 days for it to heal. 7 days. It was blue at the tip and everything. That means the blood was already like, not moving well and stuff like that. But God did it in three. In 3 days, everything was back to normal. So you can't tell me a lupus diagnosis can't be changed, because it can be changed. Okay. And I knew it took me a long time to figure out how to overcome the symptoms of it, because I wasn't listening, and I didn't really stay healthy because I was 100 pounds overweight, because that was on me. I didn't help the situation, but this can be changed. So myth number one, let's knock that out the park. Let's debunk that. Myth number two, I hear this a lot too. Lupus is contagious. What? And I knew people were saying that behind my back, y'all. Okay. Um, at the height of my situation at the time. Now, let me tell you something. How can lupus really be contagious? First of all, it ain't a virus, whether it's bacterial or not. It ain't a virus. Second, it's not COVID. It's not a flu. It's not RSV, which is the newest thing that a lot of people are talking about. which has to do your respiratory. Okay. And I know the difference because, sometime last year I got hit with RSV, but I overcame that too, right? So, and these kind of things like flu and viral things, people can definitely transmit that because, you're coughing or you're sneezing and germs get on people. People are wearing masks so they can keep the germs, away from them, but it also keeps the germs inside of you if you're sick, right? So let me tell you something. How can lupus be contagious? Let me explain to you what this is, okay? Because a lot of people don't really understand what lupus is. It is when the body immune system attacks its own tissues and organs. That's really what it comes down to. And unfortunately, when that happens, your body goes in chaos. It doesn't really understand what's going on. Okay, and 9 times, well, 10 times out of 10, the inflammation that as a result of this can affect your different body systems in your body, like your kidneys, your brain, your heart, your lungs, your gallbladder, the muscle tissue, the nervous system. All these things get all jacked up because of the fact that your body is attacking its own tissues. So how could that be contagious? So that's a myth, guys. Just throw that out the window. Throw that out the window, okay? Throw that out the window. But I do know, over the years, like Mayo Clinic and all the big places, they talk about genetics could play a part for like a mother-daughter, a sister-sister, or about being diagnosed but not being contagious. You cannot be contagious. So don't let anybody ever tell you that, especially um, in this field of medical things. There's no such thing as contagious. You can't catch it because I coughed on you or I sneezed on you or whatever. That makes no kind of sense. And just to remind everyone here too that yeah, I'm talking about this particular topic a lot, and this is on my platform now. This is what God has given me because I'm a testimony to a lot of people, and I want to give you hope. Okay, I feel a lot of times with this condition, a lot of people don't have hope. They get diagnosed or they've been with it for years and they just don't know where to go, who to talk to, who to see, and how to advocate, how to realize that you can overcome this. You really can. Okay, so I'm going to keep talking about it. I know it's weird. It's okay. It's different. I don't care. I'm just letting you know I don't care. Now, the last one I want to share with you this is a big myth. Okay, I heard this. You got lupus, you can't get pregnant. You're not allowed to get pregnant. That is such a myth, okay? I personally, I'll tell you the story right off the bat. Personally, when we, meaning we, my husband and I, after we found out the diagnosis, I remember the kidney specialist at that time, and God rest his soul. Anyway, first thing he said after he reviewed me and gave me my checkup and stuff like that, he was like, well, I'm going to tell you, Mrs. Holloman, that you guys definitely should not have children. We recommend you don't have kids. That's the first thing he said. And we were like, why? What are you talking about? He said, well, with this condition, we just don't know. A lot of times women will suffer miscarriages or they can't go to term, or you might have to have a C-section because, the way the body is reacting. Okay, fine. So I said to him, you're just a doctor, you're just practicing, and only God, is the ultimate healer. So we're just going to, go with that. And we walked out of his office. Now, I'll tell you, I have two beautiful grown adults, no issues. They got quote unquote tested, nothing with regard to lupus at all. So they're miracle kids, right? In a lot of people's eyes, you know. Natural birth. No, I mean, not everybody has that happened to them. That definitely have been diagnosed with that. But that is my story, right? So miscarriages do tend to be higher for lupus patients because of what I told you earlier about our body, the body just kind of attacking itself. It just thinks the pregnancy is not supposed to be there, right? So, and lupus patients also are higher risk. I was definitely a high risk. I kept going back to the doctor more often than most people would that were pregnant. Okay. Now I understand some women now have to take some kind of aspirin to help them out. I can't remember why. Probably has to do something with the blood thinning. I know by a certain age, it's definitely recommended to have your babies before 35. I don't know if that's still the same case nowadays. Probably is, because the older we get, the more our body changes, and we go through quote unquote changes into menopause and stuff like that. Each doctor is different with regard to their thoughts about women being pregnant that is diagnosed with lupus. Some women have children before they even got diagnosed, so they had no idea that this was something that's happening to their body. And some women are probably really, really afraid once they find out the diagnosis to get pregnant at all and choose not to have children, which is a choice on them. Um, so it's really interesting how people in society will make you feel a certain way, but you really ultimately have to go to the Lord and seek His will and see what He says for you guys. With regard to that, I know even Mayo Clinic was saying that most cases of lupus, causes of lupus, are unknown. They really don't know how and why it happens. Okay. Yeah, some genetics, maybe some environmental factors, but those are probably not really, really high. But if you think about it, they really don't know. They really can't tell you. And I remember that's a question I constantly ask: how the heck this happened? I lived in the state for years. I mean, like, what was going on? So you really don't know how this kind of pops up. Okay, but these are some myths that I want to dispel for people that are chatting around when you find out a friend or a loved one is diagnosed with lupus, and to address it. And also, as a bonus, I'll share this with you because I heard this one. I just thought about this. I heard this a lot. Um, lupus is only for women. Only women get lupus. That is not true. That is a myth. There are men out there with lupus too. It might not be as many in terms of percentages. There are men that I've met personally that are facing this this disease, and can be just as catastrophic as a woman. So don't get that in the head. Don't believe the hype either. Okay. So I just want to kind of gather those kind of things to kind of dispel stuff, because it's not easy when people want to make you feel a certain way. And don't let your identity essentially be ruled by quote unquote the lupus diagnosis. Your identity is ruled in the Lord. And this is who I'm speaking to our believers out there, because it's not easy. I know it's not easy, but you go to the Lord first. And also, before I kind of sign off, remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to share it out with a friend. And I just want to remind y'all too that I'm offering a workshop, sugar workshop. Still working on the title. It's March 11th at 7 o'clock, and this is for any person that's really seeking to reduce their lupus pain, get over the sugar cravings, and just feel more energetic. Put sugar 30 in the comments, and I'll send you the link. I think I have a link in there now for you to get on the wait list right now. So, I will just make sure to get that to you. Now, if you see this video after March 11th, I'm sorry you missed out. So grab your seat quickly and let people know what's going on. And I will be back, God willing, right? Next Tuesday to talk about something else that we need to talk about with regard to this arena of the lupus diagnosis. All right, so you guys be good. Thanks for rocking with me today, and good to see you. And have a blessed day. Stay warm. Now, I don't care what part of the area, especially on the East Coast. Stay warm. Okay, guys. And I'll talk to you soon. Love y'all.